Hey, it's TK Irish at the Camp Kennerk Podcast. And man, I swear, I think I've seen everything ever marketed in this world till the other day when I was in Aldi's doing my grocery shopping. What did I see sitting in the frozen food section but a container, gloriously packaged? And what was in it? It looked like it was made by Tiffany and Company, actually. It was four ice cubes for $5. Now, think about this. These are ice cubes. Total weight is 11 ounces. Four ice cubes, 11 ounces. So, it's not a big bag of ice. It's not like, you get it out of the cooler and everything. So it's amazing. Let's just talk about the packaging and the concept because it's called premium frozen ice. And it's also called artisanal ice. What the heck are they talking about? Frozen water, last time I checked. Mother Nature was given away for free every January. You know, Back in Tipperary Springs, Father O'Malley heard about someone trying to sell four ice cubes for $5. I guarantee you there'd be everyone at the parish council meeting raising holy heck, trying to figure out who and why are they doing this. But what's next? Organic snow, free range hailstorms. Oh, how about locally sourced frost? Oh, yeah, man, we got to have it. But think about this. You can buy a gallon of milk for less than $5. And in some parts of the country, you can buy a gallon of gas for less than $5. You can also buy a lottery ticket and get a piece of candy for less than $5. But no, it's four frozen squares of water for $5. And imagine this. Doug the neighbor, we invite some friends over. We're going to have a cocktail. Oh, by the way, Mr. Guest, you get one ice cube and don't let it melt because that's the only one you get. So, budget friendly, So what do? Hey, people leave, the ice cube shrunk a little bit, you put it back in the freezer because, you got to have a little fiscal responsibility going with this. And, you know, we have, you know, we've perfected phones. We got self-driving cars. We have AI that's writing speeches. And you know what? What's wrong with water? Is it not expensive enough when it's in a bottle? So for me, I'm just going to stick to the old-fashioned ice maker in the freezer and watch everybody make a fool of themselves. All in good fun, though. Hey, Doug the neighbor, how many ice cubes you want in your drink next time?
TK, how are you? What a great story. Oh my gosh. Now, give me a few details here. What is Aldi's?
All these are grocery store. Um, it's originally from Europe, and two brothers started Trader Joe's. Okay,
Okay.
and they spun off, and so one brother owns Aldi's grocery store, and the other one owns Trader Joe's. So Aldi is a very has small footprint, very let's say it this way, it's ideal for the budget conscious shopper. They
Okay. All right.
very it's very good food. Everything's great. Everything's private label, but it's just a cool place to go in because, hey, cutting edge. Four ice cubes for $5. What will they think of next? Five ice cubes for $7. So that's what Aldi is. They're all over the country now. They're a very big growing concern, and it's a great place to shop. Go there all the time.
Okay. Now do you have a picture of this ice bag?
Oh, of course. You think I would think you would trust me on this subject without some sort of fact and evidence? So here it is.
TK,
Douglas, and
that's
that fancy packaging.
all I can think of, this could be $1 million idea for the Camp Kennerk podcast. We come up with Camp Kennerk frozen water. You got
Oh
a pool,
yeah,
don't you? You got
yeah,
a pool back there?
yeah, yeah. And we will make them 9 ounces total weight instead of 11 because that makes it more exclusive.
There you go. And don't they have rain when it rains? Don't you have rainwater collection buckets at the corner of your house? We
Oh
could do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
This would be
yeah,
Camp
yeah,
Kennerk, Texas rainwater ice cubes.
yeah, yeah. And we could just maybe package them in the shape of a
Texas.
yeah. Or how about a circle? Hey, let's not confuse things.
Oh
So,
no. When you go to La Quinta and some of the hotels across in Texas, you can get waffles in the shape of Texas. You know that,
oh yes, that's right. That's
right?
right. I just
Okay,
don't know. I don't know how the shape is going to fit into a glass.
make
That's
it
not
fit.
my concern, is it?
Look at these cute ice cubes here. Stick it in your
Yeah,
glass. You know,
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
How
Just
about this?
grab
How
it by
about
Amarillo and just drop it in.
how about this? Perfect Christmas gift. You night before Santa comes down, you put the ice cubes under the tree, so when they come down in the morning, what are they going to find? A puddle of water.
Santa Claus did more than eat the cookies. Okay, that is absolutely terrific, but I do see $1 million idea, Camp Kennerk, Texas rainwater, frozen, and I can see millions,
Yeah,
plastic.
and instead of artesian water, it's acid rain water.
Oh yeah.
Really giving some authenticity.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that all at all. But it's so good to see you again. And here in Austin, speaking of rain, we have had nothing but rain. And I mean real gushers. And I think the center of Texas is getting whitewashed too,
Yeah,
So
I've seen that down in San Antonio. Yeah, you guys are just getting inundated.
yes. And so fortunately here at the Possum Trot Studios, I just look on out and I see the trees and I see the rain and I'm inside.
That's a good place to be today.
Yeah, and it's a good day too. It's a good day also. Do you have your Dr. Pepper? Get your
Got it
Dr.
right here, buddy. Here we
Uh-huh.
go.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, this was
Woo!
a good day for me because the middle of each month, as you know, I send out boxes of cookies to our service people overseas. Okay.
Yes.
And I believe your boy, Kevin, the magnificent computer dude, when he was in the Marines, got a few boxes of cookies.
Oh yeah. Yes. He made some fast friends in the barracks with that box.
And appreciate his service to the country and sending up cookies to to him. And we this is our fifth, but we've been doing it for 5.5 years.
That's
And
great.
I take a situation where it was the easiest deal of my life. My neighbor is a retired chef, and I said, "Hey, you want to make some cookies?" And then down the street is a young gal about 14 years old, and I said, "Hey, you want to make some cookies once a month?" And she said, "Okay." So I pay them to make the cookies, so that's
Hmm.
real simple. And then I put them in a plastic bag. Where did the plastic bag go? Anyway, the plastic bag is here someplace. And then I put a label on each bag. There's 6 cookies in each bag, Possum Trot Bakery, and put
Uh-huh.
them in the mail. And then go on up to the post office and say hello to Chester or Marion and go get a Dr. Pepper.
There you go. Mission of mercy accomplished.
And a Dr. Pepper.
Hey,
Well,
there you go.
but what's amazing is for some reason, Jojo Bear always knows when it is cookie day. He comes out of the woodwork and wants his share.
You
So
bet, man. He works hard, doing nothing.
yeah, and he's getting a little pot belly, just like his owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an interesting day to get the cookies done. It was raining, so I'll take it to the post office tomorrow and like I said, talk to Chester and Marion and get a Dr. Pepper. But also, this was an interesting day because the cable guy came by.
Not
How
Larry, not
valuable.
label the cable guy, the real
Yeah,
cable guy.
the real cable guy. Now, I'm not going to mention his name, but he came by. So we are tied to cable, right? So if you got satellite, whatever, but there's always that person, the tech, the geek that's got to come by your house and fix the damn thing. You know,
Yes.
got to
Mhm.
fix the damn thing because you're sitting there and all of a sudden it doesn't work. You push the button on the computer, it doesn't work, right? It's just and you push a couple other buttons. You go to try and go to AI. You can't go to AI because it's on the computer and the cable doesn't work, the satellite doesn't work, and you're sitting there lost and you're pushing and you're pushing. You start, restart, and it just drives you nuts. What do you do? Okay, what do you
Call the cable guy.
call the cable guy? Okay, so cable guy I got in this area is a great guy. He helped me when I moved on in here and made everything good, just did everything perfect and all that sort of stuff. And so I called him on up, and the company, I guess he was in the area, he came here. And so 5 minutes, he takes the remote and he goes like this. And then he goes to the other TV in the front room and he goes like this, like this, like this, all work. 5 minutes.
There you go.
I
You
was very happy. Okay. Very, very happy. So the question becomes, how much do you tip the cable guy who saves your life?
Well, remember this. TIP actually stands for to ensure proper service. So you got proper service.
Yes,
Now you
yes.
got to ensure you're going to continue getting that proper service.
Yes, yes. And so I tend to be a little generous. You and I both worked in the restaurant business, so we lived on tips, so we know all about it. But so I'm throwing this out into the galaxy. How much do you tip the cable guy? And somebody can say, well, he gets paid a lot to do this. And I said, yeah, but I want him to remember me and come back quickly. Oh, and by the way, what's your cell phone number just in case? I don't want to go through that 800 number. And what do we used to call it? Telephone hell?
Yeah.
Insurance company, healthcare, insurance company, cable
Mhm.
hell? No, So there's a great question for the universe. How much do you tip the cable guy?
Well, let's ask the people in the galaxy to leave a comment
Yes.
and see what they come up with.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Now, it gets better. Okay. It gets better. The cable guy's leaving. So I say, thank you very much. I took care of him, and I reach for the door to open the door, and the door handle comes off, just comes off like that.
Just like that, just came off.
Just came off just like that. And I go, what the hell? So I had to jiggle and get the thing in there just to open the door to get him out. And I said, thank you very much for coming. Looks like I've got to stay busy. So I call up the landlord, and the landlord says, oh, I can fix it. I said, oh, great. That's perfect. No problem. No problem. So here is what we found. Now, this is only in America. Okay. This is the inside door handle. There's the lock there. Okay. Now there's another lock system so I can shut the door at night, but here's the door handle. Okay. Now on the other side, of course, on the outside is another handle. Okay. That has the key to go into it. So I'm looking at this, and the landlord Mike's looking at it, blah, 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 blah. And he says, oh, that's easy to fix. And I said, okay, all right. Yeah, he says, I've done this before. Okay, give it a shot. And won't have to pay the locksmith $100. Oh, yeah, okay, okay. Yes. So we disassemble, parts of it in my hand. The bolts come, and the screws or bolts come out. Okay, we get out the screwdriver. All right, we're looking at it, assemble it, just give it the old eyeball first, that sort of stuff, and then line it on up. Now, inside the lock is a place for the screws. See, the screws go in here, you see, and then it grabs another thing so it's all tight. All right. So that's
Yes.
how. Okay, that's how it works. All right, now I want to show you something.
Okay, I'm all eyes.
Okay, this is the screw that goes in here. Only got two hands. Okay, so it goes in here. All right, like this. And there's two of them, and that holds the doorknob to the other doorknob into the door. All right, so you got that? Take a look at this. Okay, take a look at this. There's the screw right there. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Okay. There's the screw right
Hold it up a
there.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now you take the screwdriver and you screw it on in there. Now, if you notice something as you screw it in, the actual doorknob itself, the knob, gets in the way. You can't screw it on in.
Well, Douglas, that sounds like a DIY YouTube channel visit.
Or as we say, back to Home Depot.
There you go. They're gonna send you there anyway, so you just might as well beat them to the punch.
Yeah. So anyway, the locksmith's coming tomorrow because Mike couldn't figure it out. He didn't have the magic tool that could fit in there to get under there, you know. And I'm looking at this and I says, and Mike says, "This is the craziest design ever." And I looked at him and I said, "Mike, haven't you ever figured out how this stuff is designed?" A cute little gal sitting in a design studio, sits on a desk, and she's got little teeny hands, and she designs it to make it look so pretty. Okay. And she doesn't have big, gnarly knuckles and fingers that have to get on their hands on knees to figure this thing out, or on a ladder to install the light bulbs and that sort of stuff. And you've got fat little hands and knuckles, and that's how it's designed.
I think you're right on that one, Doug.
Yeah.
I think you've hit the nail on the head.
So I'm saying we could open up a hardware store for big men knuckles, big Camp Kennerk Podcast hardware store, big knuckle tools, big
Yeah,
knuckles,
just like they have men's clothing, the extra big
extra
and
large.
tall, big
Yeah,
and
extra,
tall.
big.
So we'll have big and fat finger hardware.
Yeah, and so here's free advice for $1. You see, this plate right here, since the screw holes are hidden behind the knob, so you can't get your tool, the screwdriver in there. How would we design it? Well, you would make the plate bigger, so you could just screw it on in.
Ah, good.
Free advice for $1.
I
Yeah.
think you could charge $2 for that one.
Now, on the same note, you know that I wrote the lyrics for a song by Huddy Ward and the Pecos Boys called Back to Home Depot, all about the American motto of the DIY guy. What are you doing today? I'm going back to Home Depot. Where'd you come from? I just came from home. Where are you going? Going back tomorrow? Yeah, going back tomorrow. Yeah.
That's true. You ask anybody, and if
Yeah.
they tell you they had a project that did not require at least 3 trips to Home Depot in one afternoon, don't believe them.
Don't believe it. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
walk away. Say you're
Or when
drunk
they
and
say something,
full.
yeah. Or when they say something like, "We don't go to Home Depot, we go to Lowe's." Same thing. Back to
Yeah,
Home
yeah.
Depot. Or Ace Hardware. Back to Ace Hardware. Yeah. So anyway, I wrote the lyrics for Huddy Ward and the Pecos Boys, a country western band,
I
and
remember that. I've heard it. I love the song.
it's called Betty Joe.
Mhm.
Betty Joe is the name of it. It's all about Back to Home Depot. And to our listeners and viewers in the galaxy, you can get this song on the internet, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple. What are the others? Instagram.
There's so many of them. I can't keep track.
Yeah. So it goes on and on and that. But anyway, after I got all this stuff done, I heard from my cousin Jane the Canuck.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
and-
Jane. It's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, yeah, I heard from her. Her specialty is poetry. She's written a book called Wind of the Land.
Hmm.
Okay. And it's poetry in the native Canadian native people's language, and it's called Sityunic style poetry.
Hmm.
Unique poetry from the native uh, they're not Native Americans, they're native language or native Canadians from Newfoundland, the province out in the east there. Okay. And she sent in a poem, and it's just entitled Rain. And I thought it was just very karmic because it was raining like hell tonight.
You got more rain down there. You might as well go ahead and start building an ark.
Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so this is from her book, Wind of the Land by Jane the Canuck. Okay. Rain came, what pain, game lame, nap, fame, main, bane.
There you go. So insightful. So insightful.
There you go. There you go. TK, that's what I got for today. Play ball.
Aaron Gobraw.